It looks like Kyrie Irving isn't the only NBA player who requested a trade out of Brooklyn and got it. The latest news is that Kevin Durant followed in his footsteps. As expected, KD's trade drew a lot of reactions from the NBA world. But first, let's talk about how Durant got traded and where. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack about how this juicy NBA trade went down, but here are a few takeaways. First, word on the street is that KD was feeling antsy in Brooklyn as early as last Monday, which was also the day after the Irving trade. Apparently, he had a sit-down with Sean Marks along with his agent and business manager, Rich Kleinman, and straight up asked for a trade to the Suns.
It wasn't too.
Next day.
Yeah, probably the next.
Breakfast.
Yeah, the next year. Once I started to establish myself, I felt like more people wanted to watch me play, but it was some weird thing I had in my own brain that I wanted to prove myself on the basketball court.
Man, now, the Nets were apparently trying to find someone to fill Kyrie's shoes and make KD happy, but the deal was pretty much in the bag once they traded Irving. According to sources, KD just didn't think the Nets had what it takes to win a championship. But get this, KD wanted to keep it on the DL and told Marks that if he couldn't make a deal with the Suns, he'd stick around and ball out till the summer. Nice try, KD, but let's be real. Everyone knew this was going to leak eventually.
That relationship has made this a very difficult decision, but at the same time, it's made it a one that we could come to together. With an understanding, an honest understanding.
Now let's talk about the personal connections that made this whole thing happen. It turns out that Joe Tsai, the owner of the Nets, and Matt Ishbia, the new owner of the Suns, go way back. Tsai had actually been mentoring Ishbia before he even became the new owner of the Suns, and had even brought him to Brooklyn to learn the ropes of NBA business.
They're huge mega superstars, but the business side of things is also quite attractive. In that team values are rising every year. But before I came into this, I had no idea that this was going to work the way it did.
So when Ishbia was ready to make his move into ownership, he knew exactly who to call for some insider info. And wouldn't you know it, it was a phone call from Tsai to Ishbia on Monday afternoon that set this whole trade frenzy in motion. It just goes to show that in the NBA, who you know can make all the difference. In the end, the Nets got what they wanted, and the Suns had to give up Bridges and Jay Crowder to seal the deal. But that wasn't all smooth sailing. Kyrie was playing great ball, but he was also trying to leverage the Nets into a contract extension or a trade. The Lakers offered their picks and Russell Westbrook, but the Nets ended up going with the Dallas package instead for Irving. Now that we know how it all went down, there must be one huge question on your minds. What does this mean for KD and the Phoenix Suns? Well, it means that the Phoenix Suns are definitely the ones to watch now, not just in the Western Conference, but for the whole shebang.
Everybody in Brooklyn loved the grind too, so I built a family over there. They're going to always be a part of my journey. So we didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish as far as winning a championship, just like I told him. But
I know that the odds say that the Celtics are still the title favorite at plus 360, but forget that noise. All eyes are on the Suns now. Everyone from the Celtics, Bucks, Nuggets, 76ers, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Clippers, and Warriors are looking up at them now. Last year, Boston gave Durant a rough time in the playoffs, but this Phoenix team has way more offensive firepower. If they do end up facing off in the finals, which would be super epic, my money's on Phoenix. No disrespect to Kawhi, PG-13, the Jays, LeBron, AD, Giannis, Luka, or Kyrie, but Devin Booker and KD together? Deadly. And don't forget about Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton holding it down. They've got a solid starting five even without Bridges. Yeah, they may be lacking depth, but with Durant's skill set, he fits in perfectly with Phoenix's half-court style. And with three of the best mid-range shooters in the game, it's going to be tough to defend against them. And let's not forget that even without KD, the Suns have won 9 of their last 11 games and are right up there with the Clippers in the standings. The West just got wild, baby. I wouldn't say the Suns are a lock, but they're definitely at the top of the list. Now, this blockbuster trade has sent the entire NBA world into a frenzy. So let's see how some top NBA players have reacted to KD joining the Suns. Starting off with none other than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving spoke out about his former teammate Kevin Durant being traded to the Phoenix Suns, and boy did he have a lot to say.
I enjoy the competitive spirit that he brings out of me, and he brings out of other people. And If you can get by him and you can score on him, and I feel like you can score on a majority of the people in the league, that's just the respect I have for him. But when we're out there, it's going to be back and forth. It's going to look like he's doing a lot.
During a press conference following the Dallas Mavericks win over the Los Angeles Clippers, Irving gave his reaction to the trade and his former teammate's departure from the Brooklyn Nets. "I'm happy that he got what he wanted. He's getting a little bit older. I'm getting a little bit older. But I just love the competition now that we can be in the same conference, and I welcome all that," said Irving. Irving talked about the camaraderie he shares with Durant and how the two always wanted to see each other thrive, whether together or apart.
I think just our approach. We were going to make mistakes anyway tonight. So the first game, I just wanted to make sure, and I think my teammates wanted to make sure, the coaching staff wanted to make sure that we didn't feel any pressure. And I think the most important thing.
He even hinted that their future together was always a little uncertain, saying this business changes so quickly. It looks like Kyrie is pretty happy about KD's trade, but Robin Lopez's reaction might actually be the best one to date. After Kyrie Irving got traded to Dallas and Durant now being shipped to Phoenix, the Nets super team of Harden, KD, and Irving has officially and completely disbanded. It's kind of sad to think that it's over, but thankfully our boy Brook Lopez knows how to put a humorous spin on things. The Bucks center, who by the way also played for the Phoenix Suns back in 2008, went to Twitter at an ungodly hour and compared the Nets situation to that of the Muppets. "This is just like that time in Muppets Take Manhattan when the Muppets, after unsuccessfully attempting to take Manhattan, split up and leave Manhattan," he wrote, which is a scarily good description if I'm being honest. Of course, Lopez and Irving aren't the only players to share their 2 cents about the trade. Let's talk about all the reactions of all the other NBA stars over Twitter. CJ McCollum was one of the first players to send a warning to all the early sleepers out there when he tweeted, "Can't even go to sleep early anymore this time of year." And we know just how he feels. It's past midnight and suddenly the news breaks out that KD got traded to the Phoenix Suns. And just like that, the Knicks' Evan Fournier speaks up with a question that's on everyone's mind. What the hell is going on, man? It's not just them either. Wizards' Kyle Kuzma and Celtics' Grant Williams chimed in on the deal too. Kuzma tweeted, "Sick world getting traded at 1:30 in the AM, LOL," while Williams joked, "Trades happen in the dark of the night." Finally, let's talk about how Kevin Durant's dealing with a huge change. Well, he's definitely already getting cozy in his new home. The NBA players wasted zero time getting into the party scene. Over the weekend, he was spotted at Michael Rubin's exclusive Fanatic Super Bowl bash at the Fancy Pants Arizona Biltmore. Durant snuck into the lavish invite-only party and was later seen clinking glasses with Drake, Travis Scott, and Rubin himself. His new teammates, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, as well as Suns owner Matt Ishbia, were also living it up with the rest of the crowd. Travis Scott even took to the stage to perform for the glamorous crowd, which included Paul Rudd, Jay-Z, Quavo, and Shaquille O'Neal. Looks like Durant's already making himself at home in his new digs. And that's all for today, folks. See you in the next one.